Okay, we are live.
Andrew,
Um, and then before you get started, let me just record it and then we can go.
awesome. Yeah.
Happened to Andrew. All right, Andrew, it'll be 2 minutes. Guess just have everything you need pulled up, Ash, and then whenever you're ready
Just
to
sit
share,
tight.
we can go.
Just sit tight, buddies.
And then this gives people a chance to get onto the live as well. And then just let me know whenever you're ready, and then I'll start the recording, Ash.
Where's
Let's
Jose?
go,
Where's
man.
Patrick? Where's Chris Alvarez? We'll
Sounds
start at
echoey.
12:30. We'll start at 12:30 right now. Let's call everybody, get everybody on there.
Oh, Andrew, let me give you this scenario real quick.
Tell me the let's just do this. Tell me the scenario.
So he's trying to move closer to work. He's only had it for other than 2 years. He's replacing the roof right now. He wants to replace the roof first, so that's probably gonna be one of his objections. Um, he wants to walk away with 20, 30 grand. He owes about 350. Work is too far.
This
No owner finance. What else?
week.
Huh?
Is this the scenario from last week?
No.
Okay.
And also he has his relative is his realtor.
So let's see.
I
Let's
can't
see.
hear you.
I said that's good. Let's see what you got.
All right, damn, fix your mic. Do my mic. I don't even know, but do my you. Andrew, I am so excited to be right here. I'm so excited to give me this opportunity. I'm gonna get this property sold for you so you can get closer to work. Before we get started, I always like to start with three really important questions. Andrew, do you absolutely want to sell your house?
Starting.
Mm-hmm. You want to sell your house?
Can you hear me better right now?
It goes in and out.
Okay. Let's start over. We're doing. Are you doing the prequel or no?
No, I just told you the prequel.
Oh, perfect. Let's go.
Hey Andrew, I'm super excited to be here. I appreciate you letting me come out. I'm really excited to get your property on the market and sold this time around. Before I get started, I always like to start with three really important questions. Did you absolutely want to sell your house?
Like I said, Ashley, I really would like to sell this home. Work is really far, so I really do want to get this thing sold.
Oh yeah, I know that the hour and a half traffic drive it can drive you crazy. So you weren't thinking about renting it out or anything, right? You want to get the
No, no,
properties.
I don't want to deal with that.
Okay, perfect. And so whenever you are looking to position your property, are you looking to position to sell, or are you okay with it sitting on the market for another 3 months, 6 months, 9 months?
Well, Ashley, I really don't want it to sit, but I was under the impression that you were going to have some buyers as well, so, obviously I have my cousin who's a realtor, and, if you bring a buyer, I'm willing to pay you that 3%.
100%. And this is why we're talking. Right now, I'm seeing a lot of my properties get a lot of activity and multiple offers. So I know I can do the same for you. So, Andrew, after reviewing my marketing material, basically my stats, my profile, have you already decided that I can be that agent and get this property sold for you?
I mean, it seems like you do a good amount of business, you know. Let's generate some buyers.
Heck yeah. Well, let's get started today. Here, let's get your property on the market then. You're ready to get started, and let's get the paperwork started then.
I don't want to sign any paperwork right now, Ashley. I want to see what you have to say, and then I want to talk about it with my cousin, and see what we can do. You know,
Oh, okay, perfect. Andrew, just to be clear with you, my entire intention is to make sure I can do the best job for you. So if everything does make sense, you are comfortable with me, you're confident I can get this job done. I got the paperwork to get started for you like ASAP. Sounds fair?
we'll see what you have to say, but I'm not trying to sign anything right now. I really want to talk to my cousin first.
Okay. Well, really, there's only three things that will come out of this presentation today. One, you'll have the opportunity to list your home with me. Two, you'll decide not to list your home with me, or just out of your respect of your time, I'll humbly decide not to take your listing. Sounds good?
Sounds
Okay.
sounds sounds good to me.
So I'm just going to review all the information that you gave me over the phone, make sure we're on the same page. You do want to get this property sold at a price that be able to walk away with around 20 to $30,000 so that you can purchase your next home closer to work, right? You're currently working on your roof right now. You're not looking to do any more repairs to your house. You're not looking to own or finance the house. You want to get this property cash out, free and clear, easy done deal. No renting, and you owe about 249, 350 for the property. Okay, awesome. Well, there's really only, I'm sorry, say that again.
Said yes. I just wanted to make sure you heard me.
Okay, gotcha. Well, there's really only two things that I do focus on, which is one, your motivation to sell, which is really apparent. You do want to get closer to work. That drive is a butt. And two, the pricing strategy and the price that we do set for your home. And for that, I prepare what we call a comparative market analysis. There's two parts to this research. Part one is what we call fantasy land. That's what homeowners tend to list their home on at and not necessarily sell. Part two is what we call reality. That's what real estate agents like myself tend to list and sell homes at. So we'll see where we spend most of our time. For sure. And so really the purpose of that comparative market analysis is determine the value of your home in the eyes of a buyer. So let's say whenever you were shopping for this property right here, how did you determine the offer that you were going to give on this home?
Just like the property a lot, and I offered what they were asking.
Oh, you're a really good shopper. You're an easy shopper then. You like what you see and you're willing to spend money on it?
Oh yeah, if it's one of those things where I really like the property, I'll pay the price for it. So
Oh, I love that. I love that. That's kind of like myself. I'm an impulse buyer. There's like
Oh, it
really
wasn't
two.
an impulse decision. It wasn't an impulse decision. I was looking around, and this house was just perfect for the time that we were at in our lives, and it was listed, at that price, and I paid for it. So
It's really the perfect fit. It's a perfect fit type of dream home that you're looking for. Really, there's two types of buyers. And for example, let's just take this away from homes for a second. Let's look at cars. For example, if you're looking for, let's say, any car, you're willing to spend, $30,000 for it. You go to the first dealership and you see this car. Let's say it's this Camry, and you're willing to spend on this stock car $30,000, but you're a good shopper, right, Andrew? You're a pretty good shopper.
I like to think so. Yeah.
I like to think so. Well, let's say you go to another dealership and you see the exact same car for $30,000, but this one is fully loaded. Which one are you probably going to buy?
We would probably take the fully loaded one, obviously, if it's the same price.
The same price. That's an easy decision. But what if the first dealership gives you a call back and says, "Hey, we're gonna discount this car, the stock car, $8,000." Which one would you probably pull the trigger on then?
Probably the one with the feature still, just because I don't want to have to deal with it afterwards. So probably the one with the features.
Okay, so you're willing to spend a little bit more for the extras and features and benefits. Really, the point I'm trying to make is, a buyer is you're to get in the best value for a buyer, you're gonna have to lower the price and add more features and benefits for the same price. Does that make sense?
I mean, I'm really not looking to lower my price, Ashley. I really, I mean, what the property was listed at before, I think I can get that.
Yeah, and you have a lot of features and benefits that a lot of properties do have. So we're gonna have to really compare it apples to apples to see what your property will come in best at. So let me show you what I mean by that. Let's go ahead and look at your property. Okay, let's take a look at your property and make sure we have all the right stats. Okay, so this is your house here. How many bedrooms and bathroom does this one have? Or your house have? I lost you.
Sorry, can you hear me?
And then just a little bit barely. What about how big your house is?
It's about 3,000 square foot.
About 3,000 square feet. We're gonna go through your picture so you can see and just do a fresh memory, see if you did any updates to it since.
No, there's nothing else that needs to be done to it. It's move-in ready. Look at it.
Move-in ready. You got the floors done. The master bathroom, one of your bathrooms left, and then you have a pool and backyard, right?
Of course, yeah. Look at that.
All right. Let's look at your active competition right now, what you're going to be competing against, where you're going to be on the market. Okay, let's take a look at this one. How many bedrooms and bathrooms does this one have?
It's got 4 and 2.5, so it's got one whole bathroom less.
And then how big is this one?
It's about 2,700 square feet.
2,700 square feet. So a little bit smaller, but really not by much. And then just going through the pictures and the updates they have done compared to yours, would you say the updates are pretty similar? A little bit worse, a little bit better?
Kind of looks similar, but my property just looks better than this one.
So a different
I mean,
preferences? Go ahead.
No, mine's bigger. So mine's definitely bigger. It looks more spacious. I mean, you could just look at my staircase and know that my house is better.
Yeah, I would say that you have an extra pool. That is terms of the updates and the updates in both bathrooms. Did you do both of your bathrooms?
I believe I think there was one of them that I didn't redo, but there are two of them that are completely redone.
Right. So there's one. So for this property, they did both bathrooms. They are missing a pool.
Yeah, but I have
But
a full other bathroom. I have one more bathroom than this property.
Okay, so I would say yours have extra features, pretty similar, my opinion, with the updates that's done, but an extra feature with a pool and the extra bathroom. So
Okay.
here they're listed at 375. That's what you're currently competing against. They've been on the market for already a month, and they're currently still on the market.
Why
So
does
we
it
can
say
kind of
3/36?
they've been on the market for a total of a month. And as you can see, what they try to do is they terminate at one point at 375, try to refresh the page, but it still shows how long they've been on the market for a total of a month.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at properties that have actually sold. Okay, let's start with this one. Okay, same thing here. How big is this property here?
2,700.
2,700, 4 bedrooms, 2.5. And we're going to do the same exercise in terms of updates. How would you compare your house? Not talking in terms of layout. Layout's a preference thing, but just updates alone, how much they've done to it, and any features and
I would say
benefits.
mine is still better because mine has high ceilings. I mean, if you look at the living room on this one, the ceiling is so low.
Let's see the bathrooms.
And there's carpet in the bathrooms.
Oh no, there's no carpets. That would be
Is
crazy.
that oh, that's tile. I'm sorry. There's carpet for a second. Well, there's carpet in the
Okay, so they
bedrooms,
do
that's
have
for sure.
carpets in the bedroom, yeah. So we said a little bit more features and benefits of your property as well with the pool.
Yeah, I think mine's better. And obviously, mine has high ceilings. That one looks like it has a lot of low ceilings, and it makes the house look a lot smaller than it actually is.
The high ceiling is a feature and benefit. I would say for all in all, they have the very similar updates. The square foot is about the same. You do have the high ceiling and the extra pool. So it is a little bit better as well. So they listed at 335. It's sold in 6 days. And where did it sell at? Can you see that?
338.
338, about 125 per square feet. Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, this one's in your neighborhood as well. How many bedrooms and bathroom? 4 and 2.5. And then 2,700 square feet. Again, a little bit smaller, but not by much. And then when we're going through these pictures, what do you
Still
think
close to
about
400 square feet. Nice. I mean, the floors look old. I like the windows in the property. I like the high ceilings. But the property just looks a little outdated to me.
No, actually, I would agree. I would not agree just because everything looks like it's been completely redone. They have a completely extended shower, new bathrooms, new floors, hardwood like yours, new carpet, new windows, all new paint, bathroom remodel.
No,
The
I don't know what
times
you're
that
talking
they
about. That's outdated. Nobody's used bowl sinks since 2006.
bowl sinks. We'll say it's bowl sinks, but bowl new sinks. But they're missing a pole. I would say they are missing a pole like you have. They have the new granite countertops. So pretty similar without the pool.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. So they listed their home at 350. They've been on the market for 2 weeks. That's a pretty good sale, right? In 2 weeks. And they sold it at 344 at 128 per square feet. Okay, we're gonna take a look at one more and then we kind of agree on what a good market range for your property would be. Okay, how big is this one here?
On 3,000 square feet.
4 and 2.5, a little bit bigger, but really not by much. And then same here. Carpet in the bedrooms, bathrooms. Somewhat, but not really updated.
Cramped. Oh, that's
A little
nice.
green room.
It's not a pool, but that's nice.
It's not, it's not a pool. It's got some, so what would you say? Less updated, but I'd say a little bit worse, a lot worse, a little bit better, about the same.
No, I would say mine is still better. I mean, obviously, this one's probably the best one you've showed me. But I mean, it's still, I think mine's still better than this one.
Yeah, this one's a similar size too. You do have the extra pool as well. So they listed
I
their
do have an
property
extra bathroom as well.
extra bathroom, and it sold in a week. And it sold for $360 at $118.
Mhm.
Okay, Andrew, since there are a number of properties around your areas is varying size, let's say if you personally, if you were to purchase your property all over again, one sold at 338, similar without a pool at 123 per square feet. This one, again, similar without a pool, updated as well at 130 at 345. And this one at 360, similar size without a pool at 360. What would you offer for your property if you were to buy it all over again? This one's 130 per square feet. I'm
Doing
sorry.
some math on I was doing some math on my calculator right there. I was doing kind of like the average price per square foot. Man, I
Yep.
probably paid 370. I probably paid 375, 350 for my house right now. Maybe even more.
Oh, what was the price point you would pay for it?
Probably 350, 375. I mean, I wouldn't run away from it at 375.
That would be the max you would pay for it at 375?
Probably.
And 350 if you were looking for a good deal. If you didn't really care much about the house, you would say.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's if my house at 350 after you showing me these comps sounds like a steal.
And that's on a buyer looking for a good deal. And just by you saying that, that is pretty much exactly how another buyer would think. Maybe 350 on the low end and 375 on the high end. So I would stay within that range when listing your property. So Andrew, would you want to know what I find where I list my property to get the most activity for it?
Honestly, what I would like to know is how much you think my property should be on the market for.
From what we're going through, I agree with you. It's going to be on someone that's looking for a range between that 350 and that 380 mark. So now we're talking about how we're strategically pricing this strategy to get the most activity. Do you know what strategy I use to get the best activity for the property?
What strategy is that?
I list it right exactly at market price, around market price. So from that, we can both see that's going to be around the 360 mark. So Andrew, will you list your home today at 360 with me?
That sounds good. I do want to talk to my cousin again and see what he thinks. I'm obviously not going to cut him out of the deal. So this is great information. If you could email me this, I'd love to show it to him and we can, see if maybe we could work together or not.
That's a really great thing. So I'm going to email this over to you in just a little bit. And you say you're wanting to speak to your cousin again. Are you happy with the price point and the pricing strategy that we're talking about right now?
Price seems fine. I mean, the sounds like the property should have sold the first time. If I have to raise my price to get an offer, I will. Without question. But I really want to talk to him first. And there's a couple of other people that I'm interviewing as well. And so, right now you've had a great presentation. You should be really proud of yourself.
I don't think I appreciate it. So from that conversation, you would be confident that I can get the job done for you as well.
For sure.
Okay, awesome. And you definitely have to sell this property, right?
I mean, like I said, it would make my life a whole lot easier if I did sell
Yeah.
it. I would like to talk to my wife as well. I mean, there's other people that it's going to affect as well. We were just on the market. That's why we're talking. And we didn't get an offer on it. So, trying to convince the wife to go through all that again is going to be tough. But, I still want to talk to my cousin as well and see what he thinks about this, because we're very involved with each other, and especially with this
100%.
process.
And with you're confident with how I'm gonna do my work, do you think like you knowing your wife the best, do you think she's gonna have any objections if she knew when you're gonna get a great price point for the property, you're gonna get it actually sold this time with the marketing techniques that I'm gonna use? Do you think she'd be super happy to know it actually gets sold so y'all can get closer to work?
I'm sure she would be happy if it's sold, but she's not going to be happy with us relisting it again. She had to be cleaning every day. And obviously, we are clean people, but cleaning it for showings is a little bit different. Cleaning it every day, organize or having the schedules organized for the kids to be out during showings, all that stuff and all that stress. So, and then at the end of the day, like I said, I really don't want to cut my cousin out of the deal. So, there's a lot to think about, and there's a lot to and there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad that we met, and I'm definitely going to be giving you a call back and seeing how we can maybe work together in the future.
Andrew, it's a headache. Trust me, it's a headache when you're trying to clean your house. You got to worry about picking up every time someone wants to come by, and that's why I have a strategies of how we're getting our property sold within the first 2 weeks. Some of the things we do is that we pre-market the property before the open house, and usually we get offers within just the first week. If she knew she wouldn't have to get on the market, stay on the market for a long period of time, it sounds like there's no reason for us to not be working together, right?
I would still want to present to her. I would still want to present her the information. Do you have a husband, Ashley?
100%. Me and my
You do? You
husband,
have a
we're
husband?
two fingers.
Huh?
We're two brains. We're two brains usually in one. So, one of us make the decision. And I know my husband the most, right? Just like you probably know your wife the best.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Okay, well, Andrew, that's perfect. I'm glad we're all on the same page. I know you have to speak to her. Let's get the perfect paperwork, the hard stuff out of the way. We'll get that done. We'll go through the seller's disclosures and all of everything together in case you have any questions. And that way, you have that ability to speak to her tonight. If there's any questions, any concerns that do pop up, you have feel free to call me the next day and we can talk about that, okay? So let me pull up the paperwork real quick and we can go through that together.
Yeah. And you could also send me the paperwork. I would like to talk about it with my cousin as well, since he is a realtor as well. He's a broker also. So
Oh, I love that. Okay, so in this situation, is it that you feel bad about just wanting to make sure he's compensated, or you want to make sure also that you net the most for your property?
I mean, obviously, I want to net the most out of my property. Nelson, mute yourself. I want to net the most amount of money, but it's one of those. I don't know why I'm looking at Nelson. Why am I looking at Nelson?
Just so beautiful. Is that your cousin?
There it goes. There it goes. Yeah, and it's just one of those things, Ashley, where my cousin, he's been in real estate for a really long time. I really don't want to make any decisions without him looking at it. I bought my first house with him. I bought this house with him. And I was planning on buying my next house with him as well. He is a broker, and so I really don't want to make any real estate decisions without him. And so I really appreciate us meeting today. Let's go over what you have as far as like the contract goes and stuff, and I can have him look at it as well.
Well, all due respect, also, Andrew, I know when we first spoke, you said he's a very busy guy. Being a broker, he is very busy. So part of the process was that you weren't getting the communication you needed, and getting the property sold the way you want it. So if I could ensure that he would get compensated as well, make sure that he's included in this transaction, that would be a win-win situation for the both of us, right?
Compensate him.
Excuse me?
How would you compensate him?
So one of the first things that I do whenever I get listings is that one of my marketing techniques brings a lot of buyers to the table. And with a lot of buyers, the first thing I'll do is I'll shoot it over to him. So that not only that he gets potential part of the transaction, he has a lot of buyers that he could work with. I mean, there's a lot of creative ways that I could work with him. I could just reach out to him directly and speak to how he would want to be compensated. But between you and I, do you feel like I'm the confident and I'm that agent that could help you out?
With the plan on how you're going to generate so many buyers, because we were just on the market, for a really long time, and we had showings, and the offers were just coming in a little low. So what would you do differently?
There's a lot of things that I would do, right? And I could go through a list and kind of share this all with you all over again. And not to bore you or anything, I really don't want to bore you as well. Is there anything that you're looking for when working with your next agent?
I want somebody to get the house sold and has a proven plan that'll work.
100%. And I use this step-by-step plan with all my clients. And a lot of it is to pre-market the property, open house. I'm constantly having a team of 20 people reaching out to buyers and agents to see if that's something they would be interested in. And can you see how that is one of those aggressive marketing will actually get your property sold?
You could send me this, and I can look at and I can look this over, because this is a lot.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a lot of things that we can do. I think I missed out on what you were saying, but you can see how all these steps really contribute to how someone would get an offer in the first couple of weeks, right?
I mean, definitely. I would like to look this over tonight and read through it. I mean, this thing looks like a contract. I mean, my gosh, I want to read. I want to read every single word of this before I sign anything, and see what you're gonna do.
Andrew, this is big stuff. And I actually sent over this to your directly to your email the night before. We're meeting right now. So you already have it. You can always view it at your disposal.
Oh,
At the
perfect.
end of the day, let's do this. Let's say this. At the end of the day, let's say I'm holding an open house for you, right? We got a family coming in, the kids are picking out where they're gonna put their bunk bed. We got a mom telling where she's gonna put her kitchen tools and all of that. The husband, he's hesitant. He wants to look at more properties. Now, do you want me to get the whole family to put an offer right then and there? Or do you want me to let the husband go and look at another property nearby?
Obviously, Ashley, I would want you to get them to write an offer.
100%, Andrew. So how can I be that agent for you then if I can't be that agent for you right now? So will you sign this listing today with me at 360?
You did so good, Ashley. Well, I'm not gonna give it to you.
I know,
I'm not
I'm
gonna.
like shit.
You're not.
Honestly, like
I'm
I
not.
don't even know. That's a lot of objections that I'm like, what the fuck is going on? All
I'm not
right.
gonna give you that. You did so good. You're so, I don't know why, but you're not connecting with me that much. Like, I had to mention my cousin 5 times for you to even acknowledge that my cousin was my realtor. I brought it up 5 times before you handled that objection. And then,
I
and
don't
then,
even know what to say to that objection. I'm so confused because you're like, I'm gonna do like I make all my decisions with him. And to
what
me,
you
I'm like,
said was perfect. What you said was perfect. But just say it first. Say it first. Don't make me just. At some point, I just got aggravated. I'm just like, is she not going to acknowledge that my cousin's a realtor? And then,
okay,
and
so like
then,
let's go back to that because I honestly don't know what to say to that. Like when you're saying like, hey,
all
I
right.
want to make decisions with them, what should I say to that? Like,
Okay,
hey,
perfect. Yeah. Say it to me.
hey Andrew, like you're like I like who you are, but honestly, I work with my cousin for all my transactions in the past up to this point. So I'm gonna talk it over with him first to make sure, everything you're saying is good. And then, I'm gonna talk it over and after that I'll call you back.
For sure, Ashley. And at the end of the day, your cousin was your agent the last time you were on the market, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Perfect. And so actually, since he's your cousin, obviously he's gonna want the best for you, right? And moving and getting this house sold would be the best thing for you and your family. Am I right?
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, he wants my best, but honestly, like I just want that's why I want to talk to him first. I'm gonna like let him know what you're saying, and he can
Yeah.
ensure if he's too busy, then maybe I can work with you.
For sure. And so at the end of the day, Ashley, are you just worried about him being upset that you're going to use another agent? That's why you want to talk to him first? Or are you just worried about him being compensated?
A little bit both, but also I want to I want to double check with like everything that you're saying as well so he can give me his opinion about it as well.
Yeah, and actually, I've dealt with this a lot of times with properties that I sell. You know, every single one of my clients knows a realtor, is friends with a realtor, is family with a realtor, but they end up using me, and I actually get the other person involved with the transaction and make sure that they're not feeling left out. So I have a few options. There's option number one, Ashley, where I could just give them a 10% referral fee just for knowing you, just for knowing you and actually trying to trying to get the home sold at the end of the day. And they could just walk away and not do anything with the transaction. Or there's option two, where I have on my action plan where I generate buyers for my specific listings. What I do is I either give them the option to represent the buyers that I generate, so we can still split that 6% commission or whatever the commission's going to be at that point. Do either one of those options sound like something your cousin would be interested in?
Yeah, I could see how that could work. So yeah, let me talk to him and see which one he'd be open to.
Perfect. So let's do this, Ashley. Let's go ahead and get the paperwork signed. I'll go ahead and put in the special provisions that we're going to compensate your cousin in some sort of fashion. And then when you talk to him about it, he can choose which option works best for him, and we can move forward from there. So can we go ahead and get the contract signed today?
Yeah. Oh, that was a good one.
Easy,
Two
easy,
options. Okay.
easy.
What's the
And
nature
then,
he's
and
got?
then, and then your action plan should not be longer than the actual listing agreement. I mean, that is ridiculous. I mean, my God, can you pull that up one more time?
I'm like, dude, honestly, it's a lot. I don't even know what I'm reading.
There's absolutely no way in hell you're doing all those things.
But that's the catch.
Can I
It's
just
a
show
lot
you
of
mine real
stuff.
quick? Can I just show you mine? Here, let me show you mine. Let me show you mine. Where's this bad boy at? And I go over this in the presentation. I go over this. So it would be like, I mean, so it would be, Ashley, there's only so many things we could do to get your home sold. And at the end of the day, this is my action plan. A lot of realtors do this exact same stuff, right? Install a sign, take professional photos, create the perfect marketing strategy that accommodates your needs. Any realtor can do this stuff. But what makes me a top 10% agent in the city of Houston is phase two. And specifically in phase two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So not only am I going to price your home competitively, but like I said, I have a team of 30 agents that work with me. So I announce the best features of your home to our sales floor. And not only do you have me working to find you a buyer, but you also have 29 other agents working to find you another buyer. I host multiple open houses if needed. And Ashley, any agent can host an open house, but do you know how we host open houses?
How's that?
So when we host an open house, it actually, like, let's say we host an open house on a Saturday or Sunday, our open house actually starts Wednesday. And what I'll explain to that is on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, not only I'm calling all the neighbors, inviting them to the open house, I'm having me and some agents door knocking the neighborhood to make sure that all the neighbors know about your listing. And you're probably asking yourself, why do you want to talk to the neighbors? Well, Ashley, did you know in my company, 57% of the homes that we sell are actually referred to us by somebody in the neighborhood because they have a friend who's looking to move into the area? And so if that's the case, why isn't every agent talking to the neighbors? That's what we do. So we talk to the neighbors and we make sure that every neighbor knows about this open house. We call buyers agents who have sold the property in the area in the last 6 months to see if they know any other buyers in the area looking to buy the property. And I also call listing agents that have sold properties in the area that may have gotten multiple offers, and maybe they still know agents that are looking to that have buyers that are still looking in the area. Excuse me. So I mentioned the door knock in the neighborhood. I target social media websites and campaigns. So I actually film a video of your house, Ashley, with my photographer, highlighting the best features of your property. And I'll send you the video when it's done. And I post it to my social media and my company's social media. And we target campaigns to people that are looking in that area. And so, Ashley, can you see what separates me from other agents with this action plan than any agent that you've probably talked to or worked with in the past?
Yeah. It seems
Do you see how simple that is?
similar.
Do you see how simple that is?
It was not simple, but yes, I get your point. You're like, you kind of make it like where they can kind of follow along with where you're going. And then you go for the close, right?
Yes,
Um,
I'm always closing. ABC, American born Chinese, always be closing.
American born Chinese. American born but Chinese.
Yeah.
Chinese motherfucker. All right.
But you did really well. You did really well. I'm not gonna give it to you on the first one because I saw there was stuff that needs to be worked on. Because the worst thing I could do for you is give you a signature and then go out to this appointment and you do that same thing and they don't sign because of these same reasons. At the end of the day, you're providing, and a lot of agents don't even provide that much information on the appointment. But I think with you, you provide too much information to where it makes it seem like if you're meeting somebody like a Nelson or you're meeting someone like yourself who's so analytical, you give them so much information on the appointment that they just have to take 24 hours to look at all this information. You know what I'm saying? There's gotta be a way for you to dumb it down, if you understand what I'm saying.
yeah, that was a tough one for the price as well, because I'm surprised you gave me a low number because I was gonna go up to 380 and you're like 375, and I was like, all right, bet.
I did the math on my phone and I was
Yeah.
gonna say 419 and I was like, that's probably a little ridiculous, but does anybody else have any feedback or is anybody else learning something from this presentation? Mauricio, I see you taking notes over there, man. I love it. Tell me something.
I'm learning. No, but that was good. I'll agree with Andrew for the most of what he said. Or everything that he said. Yeah, I mean, I think that you did great. You provided all the right information. I mean, most importantly, you were prepared, right? Which I feel like that alone, a lot of the times separates us from 90% of the agents, because when we actually pull up with information on their market, on the comps, on everything, and we're knowledgeable about that, like that people can notice, right? Like I think Alex Ramosi said it, but it's incredible how much of a difference you can make, how much in your impression when you take even just 20 minutes to prepare thoroughly for something, right? So I think that you were very well prepared. And I think that what would take it to the next level, like actually selling 100 houses a year, I think is what in like boiled down version of what Andrew said, right? Which is just, understanding and listening more than you are trying to get them to understand you, right? Like there's a good quote that my previous coach told me, which was seek to understand before seeking to be understood, right? So you were doing a lot of telling, you were telling them like, hey, this is what we can do, and this is what we do, and this is how this goes, and this is how this goes. But it almost feels like you didn't take as much time to try to understand what he wanted and where he was coming from and why he wanted to talk to his cousin and why he thought the price was the way that it was. Um, so that's kind of like the biggest thing that I would say is maybe just slow down a little bit
Yeah.
and just ask more questions, right? And when they tell you something, go 3 levels deep, understand why they're telling you what they're telling you, right? Like with the cousin thing, like 100%. The first time he brought it up, you should have dove deep into that. Like, yo, what is it exactly that I'm sharing with you that you want to look over with your cousin, right? Or like what Andrew said, what's your concern here? Are you concerned about your cousin getting compensated? Or are you concerned about his feelings towards you if you use another agent, right? And then highlighting that the fact that he didn't get the house sold the first time around, right? So it's like, hey, listen, you're gonna go ask for advice from the agent that was unable to sell your property, right? And at the end of the day, actually, I mean, let me ask you an honest question, right? I just want to be direct with you. Is getting this property sold and choosing the right agent to get the job done for you, is that an emotional decision or a business decision? It's going to be a business decision. Exactly. Right. And, as much as I can appreciate your relationship that you have with your cousin, at the end of the day, if it meant that you were going to walk away with less money and you guys maybe didn't get this property sold in the time that you needed it sold, I mean, it would be a no-brainer to go with somebody else, right? I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
obviously. So actually, if this agent, if your cousin was unable to get your property sold and you already gave him a shot, I mean, what would make you believe that he would be qualified to give you advice on who to go with the second time around, Ashley? I mean, seriously, like maybe sprinkle some there. Cause like he keeps on saying, like, I want to talk to my cousin. It's like, dude, your cousin didn't sell your fucking house. Like, what do you expect him to tell you? Right?
Or
Like whatever he
to
says can be
speak
bullshit.
for you. Yeah.
Exactly. And go to your track record, right? It's like a lot of times, and this is what I saw my coach do all the fucking time, was like whenever people start talking, like he didn't even have an action plan. He just had his track record. And he'd be like, look, dude, you want to see a track record? Like you're gonna have agents come in here and they're gonna give you the whole fucking spill. They're gonna tell you A to Z what they're gonna do. But you know what I told? Like if you were my grandpa, you know what I would tell you? I'd say, Pops, when you interview agents, have them pull up their track record and show them what they've done. Don't listen to what they say they'll do, have them show you what they've done. And that's exactly why I want to show you this, right? This property was sold at this much in this much time. This, we did this. So if we're getting all of these results, right, and we did this, and this for these people, why do you think it's going to be any different this time around, right? Like you don't even have to show them what you do. I mean, you see what I mean? Like you just want to put it in their face, like, yo, we do this shit. So exactly, yeah. I mean, I think if you were to bring your track record, and it doesn't have to be your track record, dude. That's one thing I learned too. Like you can literally leverage anyone's track record. Like I would be bringing an agent who just worked with me.
Bring the ProAgent group hard page, and look, it literally
Oh,
has like 500 recent solds.
exactly, dude. The people's face when you go to the house and you have a fucking paper this thick of houses that you've sold, they know what's up. You get to the property, you're like, hey, look, honestly, I know you want to agent with experience. These are the properties me and my team have sold. You go through, you're like, you see this one? Right. You see
Mauricio
these
puts
ones?
it all on the table. Mauricio
I'm
puts
saying, dude,
the
like Chris was saying, bro, you got to put your cock out sometimes. Like you got to just bring it out, like show them what's up, right? And I think at the end of the day, detaching yourself from the outcome is also something that helped me a lot too, which was like sometimes when you're in the moment, you can feel a lot of pressure, like, oh, what do I say next? What do I say next? It's like, dude, whatever happens, you're gonna learn. Worst case scenario, they say no, and you walk out of there with feedback and experience that you're gonna use on the next one, right? So when you're in there, maybe shift. What helped me a lot was like shifting from a mindset of, hey, I need to figure out what to say next to sign this person, to thinking, okay, let's get the home sale completely out of the question. Whether they go with me or not, like, what does this person need? How can I help this person, right? And then you start to think of the questions that are actually going to move the needle forward based on what they're telling you. Because in your mind, you're not thinking like, what do I say to sign them? Now you're thinking like, what do I need to know from them to best help them in this situation? In this situation, you should have known, you should have asked questions about his cousin, right? You should have known the wife wasn't going to be there. When he pulled out the wife objection, I was like, bruh, why are you even meeting with him if his wife isn't there, right? Like you're just giving him the opportunity to object. So that's what I would say is like, just ask more questions and understand before you seek to be understood, and maybe get out of your own head a little bit, no
Yeah.
pressure. Just remember, you're there to ask
feedback.
questions.
What
Yeah.
feedback? What feedback? That's amazing, Mauricio. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you. I
My
try.
God.
But take it with a grain of salt. I don't have my license yet, so I gotta wait. Same thing, right? When I get my license, I'll start getting listings, and then my feedback will be worth more. So
Hell no, it's
No,
already worth a
that
lot.
was great
For
feedback.
a
That
person,
you hit.
what was that?
stop talking sense. So what?
Well, Does anybody else have any feedback? I know Dave was here. Chris Alvarez and Cody just showed up, so I don't want to hear shit from them. But
You know,
Dave,
I was on a Facebook prospecting through the Facebook. I was dropping off my sister, but I'll
what
just say
the
it's not
hell
an
happened
active
to your
brand.
face? It's uglier than usual.
I got injured, bro. It's very bad.
What the hell
But it is what it
happened?
is. Like I had like a pimple and I was using my glasses and like the glasses fucked up the pimple and it
You
turned to
picked it. You picked it.
no, I didn't pick it. I would never pick that shit. And like it just got bad, dude. It just got really bad.
Got
I'm gonna get a
infected.
smaller
Okay, you're
bandage
coming up
though,
with
because
this
I have an
presentation. I don't want to hear about your pimple. Dave, do you have any feedback?
I've been calling, man. I'll be catch a replay on that.
Oh, perfect. All right, go ahead,
Get that
Mauricio.
replay.
All right, one last thing, and then I'll be done. Something that I learned that helped me a lot too, actually, was whenever you're showing comps, and whenever
Yeah.
you have someone like Andrew who's like, "No, my house is better." Wah, 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 wah. You gotta. What I learned is like, dude, take it back to apples, right? You're like, all right, you think your house is better, right? So let's go through it. What do you think about this house? Well, like, whenever you're comparing, like when you were showing the cabinets, right? It's like, okay, so you think your house is better. Why do you think your house is better? Well, I have a pool and I have this and I have that. I have high ceilings. Okay, got it. So when we're comparing this house to this house, your house to this house, how much do you think a buyer would pay extra to have your high ceilings? Well, I don't know. 5,000, 10,000, maybe 5,000. Okay, great. Let's say a buyer would pay $5,000 extra to have your high ceilings. Got it. So 5,000. Next, what else about your house do you think is better? Well, I have the pool. Got it. How much do you think someone would pay extra to have a pool? 20,000. Okay, great. Write down 20,000, right? Go through everything that they think that's better about their house than that house, especially if it's a strong comp, right? Because your biggest tool when you're discussing price is your comps, right? So you don't want to have them discredit your comps. So then once you go through all of it, then you go to their house, right? And you're like, okay, got it. So let's compare now this house to your house. You see the cabinets this house has? Yeah. You see how your cabinets are shit? Got it. How much do you think a buyer would pay extra to have these great cabinets? I don't know, maybe like 5,000. Okay, got it. 5,000. You see this floor? You see if you have carpet? Right. How much do you think a buyer would pay if they knew that they had carpet? Or excuse me, they knew they had floors instead of carpet, right? Oh, they'd probably pay 10,000, right? And you obviously know that the list of things that are better in the other house is going to be more than their house. So just taking that away from them and being like, listen, we're comparing apples to apples here. And based on everything you just told me, a buyer would pay more money to be in this house than in your house, even after we take into account your pool and your beautiful high ceilings and everything taken into account. You told me these numbers. A buyer would still pay more to be in this other house, right? Right. Exactly. And as we discussed earlier, Ashley, how do buyers in today's market discuss value? They're going to look at the price of your home, the features of your home, and they're going to compare that to other homes in the neighborhood, which is exactly what we just did here, Ashley. Right? So could you see how if we were to price your property 5,000 or excuse me, $30,000 over what this property's asking, could you see how maybe you're not going to get the buyer you're looking for? Right.
Mhm.
Dude,
Exactly.
Mauricio's gonna be a problem, man.
This guy's already set appointments. Not even his first day yet.
I know. We're
Tuesday.
getting after it, dude. We're getting after it. But yeah, I just love like, I don't know, dude. I love sales. I love like role playing and the fuck just the whole like influence. Just like, I don't know. It's always been like super, super cool to me. So that's when I found you guys, dude. I was like, what the fuck? Like Anderson, Houston, dude?
Sure, they
I'm moving
fucking
across the
have-
country. And I did.
Mauricio is
Oh, you
coming
did
after
move
your
back.
asses. Mauricio is coming
Dude,
after your
he
asses.
did come back.
What
I
up,
feel that.
Andy?
Listen,
Come back
Andrew,
and came
I'm
back.
not gonna lie. I'm coming for you, bro. I'm coming for you.
He's
'Cause
coming.
no, right
He's
now,
coming.
you're on top, dude. You're on top. But I'm telling you,
Coming.
game on, dude. It's game
I
on.
love it. I can't wait.
Honestly, if
It's
I think
getting.
if you guys
Hey,
are girl on board,
Mauricio.
you and your
Hey,
girl
Mauricio.
would
Let me
beat
tell you something.
Andrew
It's
in
getting
the ring.
lonely up here, Mauricio. I need somebody up here with me. It's getting lonely. It's
Holy
getting lonely
shit.
up here.
I'm gonna give you some company, my friend. I'm gonna give you some company.
Good.
We're gonna
I
turn
need it.
this. We're gonna turn this into what
Need
you
it.
got real soon, bro.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Apple Watch.
Hey, Corey, when are you moving to Houston, Corey?
What?
When are you moving to Houston?
Never. Never.
We got Mauricio from North Carolina moving to Houston.
That is
That's
crazy.
wild.
Hell yeah, you're next.
Yeah, right.
Shit,
We'll see.
hey, DP, you can stop the recording now. We're not talking about her presentation anymore.